Live, guys. Good evening and welcome to Audio Dungeon. This is D6 Arcade. I'm your host, Tony Hanson, joined by the rest of the crew here. We have Lou Cordani, Dan Isgro, David Cohen, and James Cordani joining us. And of course, as always, we have Thomas inside. So guys, welcome to the show. It's D6 Arcade, and today we're going to do Nerd News, we're going to do Escape the Dungeon, and we're going to play Roll and Rumble with a new type of match never seen before on the show. What's it going to be? We're going to find out.
Wow.
Let's just say it'll be one for the generations. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. So today we're going to talk about tabletop games, guys. So if you play a tabletop game, if you're a big fan of one, let us know what it is. We're talking about board games. Could be D&D, things like that. But really going to focus on board games. Give us some board games you like and let us know. I know you're a huge fan of Catan.
I love Settlers of Catan. Like when I dive into something, I kind of like get obsessed with it. And Catan has so many different expansions, so it gets a little overwhelming. But I get a little. We still play. I actually played it over the weekend with some friends, and just gets a little too competitive. But yeah, Catan is great. It's the game of settling on the island of Catan. You can build cities and settle in different places and build roads and then develop yourself and your little economy, and it's very fun. I love it because it has the best, really good replay value, because it's one of those games where the board is randomized with different numbers, so every game's different, and it's all about that strategy on how you want to start off the game based on the board and the numbers and go from there. So every game is different.
How long does the game last?
You could do it. So regular Catan, you could do with 3 or 4 people. If you go fairly quick, you could probably get a game done in a half hour. And then they make an expansion for regular Catan, and then they make expansion for all the other versions of it, where you can make the board bigger with more pieces, and you could do 5 to 6 players. That one probably more like 45 minutes to an hour tops.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's not bad.
They're never so long. I just played a new game. We played it the other day. We had a board game day, and we played Diplomacy. Anybody ever play that?
I never even heard of it.
No.
It's apparently this game was actually a board game that I thought was maybe in the 80s and 90s it was created. But it was actually created in the 50s that it said. And what it is imagine like a World War II map, and instead of thinking of Risk and having battles, with your armies back and forth, there's one army on each spot. There's no dice. and the whole game is about making deals with people. So if I want to move my army versus like Lou's army, it's always one-on-one. There's always one guy in each spot. So you can't do anything unless I have another army in an adjacent spot to push him out. But maybe like, James has like an army nearby that could support it, or he wants to go in, or he wants to do something. So it's all about making deals with people, about your neighbors, about I'm going to go over here. Will you support me, or will you not attack me? Because if I move my forces this way, he can move in and take the spot I came out of. So the whole game is no dice, and it's all diplomacy, and you have secret talks around the room, and then you put your commands in, and then you submit it, and everything happens at the same time.
Very interesting.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Diplomacy. I'm gonna look this up.
We had a lot of fun playing it. We didn't know what to expect, and it was really good.
So how does one person eventually win?
So when you take over key areas of the map, some have like stars on it, like major cities, for example, right? So you want to get there. So after like a certain amount of rounds, you count the stars you have, and if you have more stars, you put another man on the map. That's another man you can move around, whether it's a boat or a land unit. And when you get enough stars, enough places on the map that are taken over, you win the game.
Yeah, it does look a little bit like a Risk board, just a little bit.
It feels like it's going to be Risk, but there's just no dice, and it's just all diplomacy. And Rob Spataro was in his glory. He was like, I love this game. I was like, I know you love this game. This is literally, it could have been called Rob Spataro's Diplomacy.
But if the only way you win is through diplomacy,
you're conquering cities, though. I mean, conquering countries, of course. It's just that you don't do it with dice. You do it with maneuvering your troops.
then how can you make the last maneuver to win the game? If it's only if everyone knows that this one move, if Tony makes it, Tony's going to win, then why would anyone agree to help you achieve that goal?
They would be out of the game by then. You could play up to 7 players. They would be wiped out.
How?
So, eventually, troops get bottlenecked, get trapped, and then you try to move them, and there's nowhere to go, nowhere to retreat to. And then I'm trying not to go into all the game rules, but trying to explain quickly. But eventually, if I had one of you guys cornered, and there's nowhere to move back anymore, your troop gets disbanded. And if you lost a place that is a star, meaning it accounts for how many troops you have on the map, you might come back and say, I don't get any more men, and I'm out. And maybe he has 2 men left somewhere far away, but he can't create more men. So after a while, his men are just meaningless, moving around the board, don't do anything, or they get disbanded because he gets trapped and pinched.
All I'm hearing is Game of Thrones version. I feel like you have to be Littlefinger to win that game. That's all I'm hearing.
It is a lot of, it's all talk and working it out, and people have to trust you then betray you or whatever.
That also has really good replay value because as you play with the same people, it's no, I know how this goes. You're just going to do what you always do and swindle in on me.
Yeah, is there a little bit of werewolf in it?
Werewolf? How?
You're trying to deceive people.
Well, I could tell you, I absolutely could say, okay, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do that, and then not do it. Because when I write it down, it happens. That could happen. I don't think any one of us play that way. I think what everyone does is if I tell you in a game, I don't know how many times you've played a board game like that with me, but I will never betray you if I say I'm going to do this. But there's also the unwritten rule, but when we get to the end of the game, the second to last round, the last round of the game, then it's just whatever. It ends, right? That's like Game of Thrones. None of us play that way where we just do that and just cut through you and just do that. But you could do that.
You could, right? Yeah.
You could. And if it was a big enough move in the game where you're completely done, welcome to the game of diplomacy.
Yeah. But I mean, other game, like a werewolf. That's I love werewolf. But that's straight up lying. That's straight up deception.
Yeah, I don't love it for that because I won one time and I seen other people win. Paul won one time and everyone was really mad at Paul. Tom too. I think people were mad at Tom, and then I won. People were just mad and felt betrayed by me. And I was like, I don't feel good winning this game. I want to play it but not win.
You won as the werewolf?
I was the werewolf and people thought I wasn't, and I'm on the other side. I'm like, it's probably them.
Who the hell would be mad at you about that? It's a game. It's not you're not a real werewolf.
It might have been at your house. It was at your house.
You didn't actually eat anyone. Who cares?
It was at your house.
Yeah, we had some good games at my house.
Yeah, I remember.
And people were just mad.
I like when everybody. I like the time when everybody ganged up on my friend's wife that anybody barely knew, and she was begging you guys not to execute her, and then you killed her, and she wasn't the werewolf.
Is this game where you have cards, playing cards, and there's one person that watches, or one person is the killer? Is that what this is?
Yeah, one person's the werewolf.
Yeah.
I've heard of this game, but it was called Mafia.
Yes.
Where it was like
Yeah,
you're a hitman.
same thing. Same
There
thing.
are
Okay.
dozens of versions.
Oh yeah,
of
that
it.
is
Right.
straight up like no. Why would
I
you?
feel
Secret
like
Hitler.
Why would
Secret
you
Hitler
think
is the
it's-
same, the
Right.
same
Little
kind
old
of
me.
game.
So diplomacy has strategy and your troops, and you can see what they're doing, and they're progressing, and you know what they may want, and you're reading them out. It feels like real-time warfare when werewolf is literally like, are you the wolf? No.
No. Yeah, right.
I think he's a wolf. Kill him.
There's no physical thing that
You're
happens
the
to you.
wolf. Did you accuse me?
It's even like Secret Hitler is the same way.
It's the same game. I
I'm
feel like
sorry,
it's a
what?
less fun version of Werewolf.
I pray every time I don't want to be Hitler. I don't want to be bad. I just want to be the good guys. I don't want to have to go through all that stress.
What? What is this game?
Yeah,
Secret Hitler.
It's a similar setup to Werewolf, where like everyone gets cards, and
You have to vote for who you think is Hitler.
but yeah, like one person gets a card, one person is Secret Hitler, and the other two are
Fascists.
and everyone else is liberals.
Right there, the game loses me because Hitler wasn't a fascist; he was a Nazi.
Well, they're the fascist. They're the fascist party trying to help him. But yeah, so someone is Hitler, and the fascist. Hitler doesn't know who the fascists are, but the fascists know who Hitler is.
So they got to protect him.
They have to protect him. So the Republic, or what's the other side?
Liberals.
The liberals, sorry. So the liberals are trying to figure out who the fascists are, and there's points in the game where both sides are trying to accrue like more progress to their goal, right? And if the liberals get to a point where they've accomplished enough, they get to straight up point like this to somebody and just blow them away and find out if they're Hitler.
Right. And then at that point, you could say, "No, I wasn't Hitler. You killed one of your own guys." Like you start arguing with the same people round after round.
I had one game
Yes,
where I
yeah.
accused Dan of being Hitler for an hour and a half,
Yeah.
and I was dead set on it. Like Dan is Hitler.
I feel like
And he was
spoilers
not.
weren't Hitler.
He was not Hitler.
I was not.
I
And
felt-
then the
I
next
felt
round,
really
and then
bad.
the next round, I was.
Yeah,
You can't.
I
make
knew it
that
was
game
coming.
today.
I just didn't know which one.
Yeah, no, this is
You
this is
can't. It's 2024.
You can read the
can't
future.
pitch that game today.
I don't
That's a
think it's
pretty
that
recent
old of a
game.
game.
It's
No,
recent-
it's
What?
it's
I
come
feel
out
like
in the
it's like
last
a 10-year-old
10-year
game or
game.
something.
Yeah,
10 years
10 years.
is not like woke cancel culture. That's like
No, but yeah, they're not. Well,
you-
listen, it's
Well-
the liberals are the good guys in the game, so it floats.
I mean,
I mean, in the game,
I mean,
you're-
unless you think
you're
that
not
Hitler's
siding
the
with
good
Hitler.
guy.
if you're
You're hunting
I mean,
Hitler.
if we're gonna
Not
make
a
a day
large
out of it,
percentage
let's
of
put
those
like
people.
we're gonna make a day out of it. Let's play that and watch The Producers. We're just gonna commit.
That's
Oh yeah,
Springtime
That's
for
funny.
Hitler.
Oh yeah.
That's funny. That's a good game too. But again, I feel stressful. I just want to be the good guy and not have to lie and try
No,
to figure out.
that's fun. Like trying to convince people that you're on their side, and then, like you said, it carries on when you play more than one round, more than one game.
Right.
Those accusations
But-
carry over into the next round. Like the fact that you accused me in game one should
Helped
have
you.
absolutely nothing to do with game two, but
Right.
it does.
Right.
You know.
But
That's
but
what makes it fun.
after the first round, especially if you've gone, I think it was a time I won. We played with PJ. Your PJ played your cousin.
Yes, that was it. Where was that? At Tom's house. That was at Tom's house.
Tom's house, yes.
Yeah.
And we played, and I did the long game. Like, I was voting liberal. I am Mr. Liberal. Like, I just did, and whenever, I'm going to go really hard out liberal. Like, I'm going to want them to win. I'm even going to try to make them win, just so I can get hold of the thing at the end. And that's exactly how it worked out. And it got to the end, everyone was like, no, Tony is definitely liberal, because I was Mr. Liberal. But then in the end, I was Hitler.
and did you win?
Yeah, I won. And you know what? With the looks I got, everyone was like so betrayed, hurt. Like, what?
You gave them every opportunity.
It does not matter why.
It didn't feel. It wasn't satisfying. And
Right,
like,
because
I
that's how the
feel
whole
good
game
all
works.
the way up
Questions.
to the point where I go, ha ha ha, I'm Hitler, and then immediately it flipped over to I don't want to win at all.
I've duped you.
That's
Your friend is really
The
Hitler.
sentence, ha ha ha, I'm Hitler. I don't think it's been uttered since the early 40s.
I don't know if do you think he ever said it?
Oh, he definitely did.
I would pay good money to go to that moment
I
where,
would
where
think
he
he
felt
said
like
it a few times, like Dave Chappelle style. Like, I'm Hitler, bitch.
let's what
It's
are
gotta be it's gotta be Hitler prank calling like the Allies. It's like do you,
hello.
do you think you're going in? Do you think you're going into Poland? No, it's Hitler.
Oh, he hung up. Oh, Hitler got me again.
How do you even hang up phones back then? What was it? Just haha, clink.
Pranking Churchill.
No, I think he would prank like the other, like his allies, like Stalin and all them.
Hello, is your icebox running?
Pranking Mussolini.
Go get it!
Oh God, that's terrible.
Funny.
I want to keep going, but I feel like I shouldn't if I want to be employed. So like,
Yeah.
just ever in my life. But
Yeah,
you know
but-
what? You know what that game does remind me of? You ever hear of like Jack in the Box games where like
Yeah, we played that a bunch of times.
you know,
Oh,
have you ever played the
Jackbox,
game
yeah.
where so basically you log in with your phone to like a room,
Yeah.
and there's all different games, and one of them is so basically I forget what the name of the character is, but there's someone who's lying.
The faker.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, faking
we
it.
just played it
Yeah.
this
Faking
weekend.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that game so much. It's such a good
When
party
I was
game.
watching my 9 nieces and nephews and my children.
That's a great
was,
activity. Everyone
was
Yeah.
we played faking it.
and
yeah.
you gotta like it's gotta be a random question, and then someone answers falsely, and you all had to explain it. It's like,
Yeah.
wait a second, now that it's like, no, I swear.
I was the faker one of the rounds, and they got me in the first round. They all just ganged up on me. My nephew was like, he's the faker, and then everyone's like, yeah, you're the faker.
He's a phony. He's a big fat phony.
Well, they had this thing that I didn't really like, where every round they would all just vote for the same person just to eliminate them, so that there was no. I was like, that's like colluding against someone. That's
Wait, your
not really
nieces
a
would
fair
do
way
that?
to
Or that
play.
was a game element?
No, they were just choosing to do it. He was all
Oh.
for it, James, and
Really?
like,
You're
yeah.
all for it, huh?
Yeah, it's strategy.
But you only have 3 rounds, and there were like 6 of us playing, so.
So that means
most of
there's
the-
a 50% chance that the person's caught.
Yeah, but a few
I don't think
times we
that's the
didn't get
math.
him.
Math.
We need to do Scott's Diner in here to get to some. math.
Actually, is it 3 rounds? You get no. That is the math. I apologize. That does make sense.
I like the game where you invented something.
Yeah.
Oh,
I always put
patently stupid.
and you got to
Yeah,
do
Pat-
that.
At
We
least
don't have that on our
stupid.
Jackbox. I know you have that. That's a lot of fun. That
I love that
Yeah.
one. I always make something with poop or aliens or something like that. Just something, I want to make people like struggle with something
Yeah.
weird.
The Alienator.
What's the Pictionary game that we would play?
Illustrations, illustrations.
Yeah.
But
Did
there's
that-
one on that.
they
the Jack in
actually-
the Box game. That one's fun.
There's
these
a rapping
these are all
one.
Yeah.
Jackbox.
They actually have
games, yeah.
illustrations now in an app, just like Jackbox on your phone. You log in and you play, and then you're all just drawing it on your phone. So you don't have to worry about all the paper and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, so you don't have to pass anything around.
Yes, you do lose something. You lose all like the family vibe around the table and things like that. But it is easier with doing it, and then you all just watch on your phone the entire time. No, like
That's
going like
cool.
this, and we don't argue about like Teresa's friend, my wife's friends, all want to watch it, want to do it backwards. They want to see the last one, and they want to go back and see where it came from. And I'm like, you're just ruining this game for me. You got to start at the beginning and go
Yeah.
through and
That
see
is
what happens.
hilarious. We
What
played
is
that
the
at Christmas
progression?
with my family a couple times.
Yeah.
Because you introduced that game to us, and
You did it with the
kids
actual
love it.
game, or you just did it by yourself?
With the paper, like the way that you showed
Yeah,
us
yeah.
up in LBI one year.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of laughs
It's
with it.
it's always a great game.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. What are the games? Fireball Island has come back. That's a great game. We played that the other day.
I've still never played that game.
It's a lot of fun. I love Rob's reaction to that game, where he the first time we got it, we were talking about it, and like we're rediscovering the game after our youth, and so Joe Perry was with us, and he's basically like, yes, you just stand here and you can like just flick the marble, the fiery ball anywhere you want, and Rob's like, we could just flick it. And he's like, yeah, you just flick it anywhere we go. It's like anywhere we want. And he goes, yeah. He's like, this game's effing crazy. I was like, I think we're pretty boring if that's what you think effing crazy in life. I can flick this marble in any direction I want. Oh my god!
Anywhere, sky's the limit.
Have you never heard of this before?
Every time we play open, I go, this game's effing crazy. And Rob just looks at me.
This is the new Fireball Island.
And it has an expansion too, which you haven't played yet, where they add a pirate ship that's going around. You can like just throw stuff
What?
in, but we didn't play that version.
And you
yet.
can flick cannonballs.
Why not?
Yes, that's effing crazy.
Pirate ships? How do you not? How do you pass
Gotta
up
be
on
a
a pirate
t-shirt.
ship?
Effing crazy.
Vin keeps not adding it because I think he doesn't want to make it more complex. Doesn't feel like learning it probably. But I mean, the game was a lot of fun without it.
Can you shoot fire cannons at the guys?
I think that's what it is, but I didn't see it.
Man,
It sounds
wild.
great. It is wild.
What is the point of the game, though?
To
So-
get the big diamond, you have to get the big ruby.
It's the heart of Voltar or something like that, and we don't have to get it though.
Blood diamond the game.
Yeah,
That's
so
I remember playing it. It was one of those things where like you do different things, you accumulate points, and whoever has the most points at the end.
yeah, so the
is the
heart
winner.
is worth the most points.
That's all I was interested in when I played. I just wanted to get the diamond. I was the real winner because I had the diamond, but everyone else was like, no, you have to get points. I was like, whatever.
It's not.
I
It's
know
not
I
a
won.
diamond. It's very embarrassing. It's a ruby.
It's a red diamond.
So embarrassing.
How embarrassing.
That was the day that Daniel Lisgrow was so embarrassed. He cried himself to sleep.
You know, Dan just plays that game imagining that he's Indiana Jones the whole time.
Yeah, he's if you can just go to Dan, look, it's like
There's a giant boulder that comes down the mountain.
I think you were
There's
even walking the guy a
giant
little bit. when you
diamond.
played.
All you need is a guy ripping hearts out, and he's fully Indiana Jones. That's
Yeah,
it.
but that's a fun game. You have to just go to different spots, collect different things, and then get back to get to the chopper before time runs out, before the cataclysm of the island. That's a lot of fun. You know,
Sounds like season 2 of Dragon Ball Z.
I never
And Planet
never
Namek is
watched.
about to explode. Wow, no DBZ fans.
Nerd.
No.
Wow.
Nerd.
Wow, that's
someone
saying
got
something
it.
at this table.
So embarrassing for David Cohen. David Cohen cried himself to sleep that night.
That guy just passed away, right?
That was brutal. That was rough.
I heard that.
All
Yeah.
right.
There's a game called Dark Tower. Did anybody ever play this game?
Never heard of it.
I think it was created in the late 70s or 80s. I think the 80s. And it's a big dark tower that's physical in the middle of like a circular board. And you're like an adventurer in a sense. It's very Dungeons and Dragon-esque. And you have like a little chart of like your food, and you hire hirelings, and you have to move from one area to the other around the whole map. You have to like, get like a key in every land, and then you attack the tower at the end. And every turn you make, if you go into like a house, if you go into like the town, for example, in every section, which they're all exactly the same, you push them going to the town, and it goes like, and it kills the music, and then it moves around like, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? And then you select what you want to do on your side, and then you press end turn, and you turn the tower, and someone else does their turn, and they move their guy, and it's just very like it's very cool. It's very super 80s. It's wonderful. And it's worth a lot of money right now too. It was like a $100 game, probably worth like $500 now.
Because no one ever heard of it.
People heard of it, man, and they played it and they enjoyed it. So embarrassing for Tony Hansen.
Did you have it?
Yeah, we had it, and then it broke. Every time you curse somebody, it broke the game. I cursed my brother. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I got a curse, and I pressed it, and I was like waiting for him to go, and someone else went. Then he went, and then he pushed it, and the game just went, and it shut down. And he just looks at me and goes, did you curse me? I was like, maybe. He's like, that breaks the game. I was like, I'm sorry. So it's a fun game. It's super D&D, and you're playing against the board.
Speaking of old games, I remember an old game from like the 90s, I guess. It was like you were playing as monsters, different monsters. There was a VHS tape that came with it.
It sounds like it's like a horror game where the guy talks to
Nightmare?
the screen. Nightmare.
Maybe that was it. Yeah, that might have been it. I remember playing that a couple of times. Like,
Creepy guy in a hood, like smoking.
yeah,
that
really cheesy.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember all I could do was just laugh at that game. It was just hilarious.
It was hilarious.
It's hard to, like-
I got a kick out of it back then.
Yeah, it was a good idea. It's a good idea, but I think that was on. It had to be on DVD, right? Because
I remember playing it on VHS. It was
oh
like,
my God, so you're like,
1994.
I'm gonna tell you a secret. Forward this tape by 21 minutes. Like, so
For like 5 minutes.
yeah, that's what he
And it's like, wait, no, too far.
You won the.
It
Oh,
was amazing. It was amazing.
that's rough. That's very rough. DVD, at least you go to chapter. I imagine maybe you go to chapter
Yeah,
7
I'm
or
sure
something
you
like
could.
that. Fast forwarding the game. That's awkward.
God.
Did you ever do the event, choose your own adventure books?
Yeah, I used to love those as a kid.
I love them too, and I used to read through them, and I always used to do. I don't know why I thought this was valid. You know what I'm gonna say already, right? I used to go like, it's like, do you want to go into the cave, or do you want to go into the forest? And I'm like, I'm going to the cave. And so I start opening it up, and I see it's short, and I'm like, no, I didn't go to the cave. Go to the forest, and I felt like that was okay.
Right.
Meanwhile, I'm clearly cheating, but
It was
That's a
okay.
Family
You
Guy
can't
bit. It's
cheat
like
at a
Peter
book.
just like peeks. You died. No,
can't cheat.
you saw me. You saw me,
cheat at
right?
a
I went
book.
to the
you
other
can
way.
cheat at a book.
No
You can cheat at a book.
nonsense.
100% you can cheat at a book.
Nah, I don't think so.
Why?
It's your adventure. You do whatever you want to do with it.
But not. I mean, if I clearly chose the cave, and then I go and I'm going to die.
I used to see it through, but I would always choose the more adventurous thing, which often ends up with you getting killed. And then it's like, all right, the story's over, but I still want to read
Go
more
back-
of the book, so
go
I would
back
go
to your
back.
checkpoint.
And I choose the boring option, and it's like, okay, now I'm sitting in a field of lilies. Yay, very exciting. When's the next adventure?
Right. So you were okay with the fact that like I could just do it and lose and see what happens. I was like, I'm trying to
Yeah.
win the book because that's how I played games.
But if you peeked at the book and you didn't actually open up the whole book and fully read it, it's almost like I'm peeking into the cave and it looks a little too creepy.
Wow, that makes me
so
feel
I'm
better.
going into the forest. That's the way I always thought of it.
That makes me feel better. That's a good way to put it. You're
Like,
peeking
by
into the
peeking
cave.
at
It's
the
ending
book,
your childhood
I
trauma.
see like a
Yes.
horrible
A few
cave.
decades
It
of
looks-
just thinking about it now is just like, all right, I'm over this. I could sleep easy and not have nightmares about what the cave might have been.
Wow, that's funny.
James, have you ever read a Choose Your Own Adventure book?
I have not.
Oh
Oh
boy.
man, how did I miss the
We
boat
should
on
do that on
one?
live stream and then just cheer him on.
Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah.
have Tony peek at the stack of
what do you-
pages.
Tony's got to be the reader. Tony's got to be
James.
reading it.
Psst, James, don't choose that one.
Tony's
It's only
got
a
to be
page
reading
and a
it.
half.
Do you choose the forest or the cave? And then the chat's just going nuts. Go to the cave. No, go to the forest.
I'm so sorry. He went into the cave and you have died.
It's like, yeah, prove
How
it.
embarrassing!
How embarrassing.
Like, you
fell
can't,
into the
you can't
cave.
roll for this one, Tony. You got to show me the book.
Oh man.
Charles Morrison says Heroescape was a good game for a few years. I'm trying to remember Heroescape. I remember the
Oh, my
other.
buddy plays that where it's like you can think like mini figurines, but you can make the board whatever you want. There's different height elements. They're like little hexes.
Yeah,
My buddy tried the game and played. I never played it.
it's like a
but
Warhammer where you're playing piece versus piece.
I don't know, but like he had like a table like maybe half the size of this table, and it was just decked out, very like all minifigures and environment and things like that. It
Well, it
was
sounds
really-
like I would love it.
It sounds pretty cool.
I'm so upset that I didn't get into. I don't know. I think none of you really know Warhammer, but I'm so upset that I never played Warhammer. I never got into it because I feel like if our friends were into it, I would have been like hardcore into it. It basically you just make armies, you attack each other. That's the whole game, but it takes forever, like a whole afternoon probably
That's
to
what
play
Henry
the
Cavill
battle.
was talking about in an interview when he nerded out.
He's doing Warhammer
Yeah.
now, yeah, and it's awesome.
We went Necrons, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't
It's like
know
should
what
we? He's like, yeah, they're gonna play.
Great clip.
I was jealous. Like, damn it. Cavill's ruling Warhammer right now. Jason says there's a little tabletop game called Shadowhunters. It's part dungeon crawler and part hidden identity game. And the more players involved, the better. It's a great game. That's interesting.
To look that up.
Yeah, I'm going to write that down. Shadowhunters.
There's also the issue of buying a game and just never having the opportunity to play it.
That's
Never
a problem
learned.
we have in my house.
But now
with
we have
James.
YouTube.
Yeah.
You can have someone teach you the game on YouTube. Remember when you had to actually read
I
instructions?
did that for diplomacy the other night. I started reading the book, and I'm looking at it, and it's a lot. And Joe's laughing at me. He's like, "We're gonna go smoke a cigar." He goes, "You gonna learn that really quick?" I was like, "I don't know. I'll figure something out." And then I went to YouTube and I put on times 2 speed, and I learned it in 7 minutes.
Oh wow.
I just picture like
Much
the Matrix.
faster.
Like, I knew kung fu.
Yes,
Yeah.
except instead of instant, it's 7 minutes long, where it's just me staring at a screen.
I bought the
Did you get abs while you were doing it?
Yes, whoa! That's what I watched. I didn't even. I just made the rules later, and I got 7 minute abs.
Cheesy 80s music.
Amazing.
How embarrassing! Tony doesn't know how to play, but his abs look fantastic.
That's a win in my book. Like I see this as a total win.
Absolutely.
You could just make
I
them.
just
Could
make a game
you
for abs.
just make 6 minute abs? You can't. What are you talking about, man? You can't get good abs in
the number
6
is
minutes.
7.
I've never had abs in my
7.
life. I would do that.
7 little squirrels sitting in a branch.
Oh man.
Richard Wild says Dan was the treasure hunter. Must get the diamonds.
Yep.
I'll
You.
get him.
I'll get them.
I'll get him. That's
Yeah.
the only one that.
Richard Wild, the Dark Tower based on the Stephen King book. No,
Oh.
it
That's
is
immediately
not.
what I
forgot
thought
it.
of
Yeah,
when
I
you said
forgot
the Dark
about that book.
Tower.
Yes,
Like,
it's
oh,
not.
That would be
it's,
really cool.
It's just like an adventure. Sorry, it's just an adventure where you're just having a lot of fun with your friends.
Stephen King's
And,
watching
it's
right now.
not.
He's
Just
gonna be like, oh,
boring
now I gotta,
old
I gotta
having
sue
fun.
someone.
Yeah, boring old, having a great time. So, yeah. So, what, some other games from your youth or from now that you play or you enjoy? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I bought the Goonies game and I brought it to the last
wow.
time.
We didn't play it yet.
We didn't play because I don't know how to play it. I couldn't look at the instructions.
Oh,
But
you-
now I'll go onto YouTube and figure out how to play.
Get 7 minute abs.
I'll come.
Figure it out.
Yeah, I'll come prepared.
Yeah.
15
Also-
minutes, 7 minutes for the rules, 7 minutes for the abs.
Well, first I'm gonna watch this 7 minute ad video.
There's also a Back to the Future game. And
Yeah.
there's also a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure game, which I wanted to get.
All fantastic.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Vin has a game too.
Are there any
Dungeon.
games that don't involve time travel?
I don't think so. No.
There's a Terminator game as well.
If there was, he would have it.
It would be all of Dan's
Would
favorite
you own?
things.
Okay,
I also tried to watch a movie from this weekend called Time Bandits. Did anybody ever hear of this?
yes, Time Bandits.
Yes.
feel like
That's like the best crappy movie from the 80s.
Oh, man. I could not make it through the first half hour of the movie.
Yeah, you don't watch it to enjoy. You watch it to be like, what is this?
Yeah, I got that very quickly. They were just traveling through time
Like bandits.
seemingly completely randomly and,
Yeah.
and like not even doing anything. They would
Yeah.
just show up, look around, talk
Yeah.
to a guy, and be like, no, I'm not going to do that. Do their own thing, and then go somewhere else.
That was
They're
a
denying all the side quests.
What a bizarre
wow.
thing.
That was really good. That was great. You've done a really good job over here.
Shing, sparkle, sparkle.
Thanks.
But I mean, maybe I'll look for a Time Bandits game. And bring it to me.
You should certainly
Time
start
Bandits.
looking.
Time Bandits is in the category of
Maybe
like
explain the movie to you.
Krull. Ever see Krull?
I know Crawl. I've never seen it, though.
I haven't seen it in a very long time.
Krull is fantastically bad,
Yeah, that's what Time Bandits is.
but I love that movie. I love the Cyclops in it. That guy was
Yep.
a bomb.
Yep. It's all like in that realm of people like all these people like they just love Dungeons and Dragons, adventuring and things like that, and just made its way over into as much as possible it could go, only to B movie status, and that's it.
Okay.
You know, like Conan was like, I think would have been a B movie. In some ways, it kind of should be, but it's not.
It's a little too well done, I think, to be
Right. That's what happened.
Yeah.
It's like they pushed it over the edge. Should have been B, but it's not. So
It's a great board game I think you guys would really appreciate. Back when like Attack of the Clones came out, like 2002-ish, I think, they came out with Star Wars Epic Duels board game. And it's a collector's piece to this day. I haven't seen one cheaper than like $100 on the used market because all the little figures were hand painted. And I loved this game when it came out. And it's like you have 4 different boards and you have like 12 characters, 6 good, 6 bad. And they get like little decks of cards with like different moves they do. And you're rolling a die and you're moving them. And it's actual like combat. And then you got like a little deck with a little hell sheet. And then you could play as, there's like 12 different characters you could play as. And it's really fun.
That's pretty
But because
cool.
they're all hand painted and like they're expensive now.
Wow. That's
It's
impressive.
really fun.
that's
yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
So you can do like Anakin versus Darth Vader if you wanted to. And it's all like the cards, like the power ups are like based on the movie. Like there's basically you have health, and then like you have attack cards, defend cards, and then special versions of it. And then you have cards that let you just do whatever when you play it because you have a certain amount of actions on your turn. So like the Emperor has a Force Lightning card. It's like pick a character, give him 3 damage, just like that. And it's just mean. But Darth Vader has it's my favorite card in the game. It's called All Too Easy. It's an attack 3.
All Too
But
Easy.
if you attack someone and they don't have any defense, it's automatically a 20. Spoilers, no one has 20 health except Darth Vader. So it's just an instant kill if you don't defend it. It's wonderful. And it's a lot of fun when you do that. Like I played it, I taught my fiance how to play it, and she's not a Star Wars fan. But I taught her how to play it, and I was mad not because she beat me her first time. I was mad because I was Darth Vader and she was Han Solo. Like that would never happen. And I got iced by Han. Like
mismatch.
it shouldn't happen.
That's an upset.
But it did happen in this game, and it's a lot because you have guys that could shoot, then you have Jedi and Sith that have to be adjacent to you, and it's a lot of fun. So Star Wars Epic Duel, if you look that one up, that one's a lot of fun.
That's cool. Spoiler for that game, actually, Darth Vader is Luke's father.
Oh.
I was
I was wondering what was up with that.
Yeah. it's the
Can,
thing.
can I throw something out there that I
gonna watch it,
read about Star Wars
No.
that kind of blew my mind?
No.
and just like
No,
that,
don't.
we're gonna.
No, thank you.
Okay. I'll bring it up
Did
later.
you know that
Guys.
Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker were siblings?
What?
No.
They had to roll to it for
You
it to
would've went
find
into
out how close they were.
What about that?
James reminded
That
me on
was
the
a-
drive over.
That was it. It was a
How
legit roll.
are you? They're fourth cousins.
No, they had to be a roll off the table. They were brother and sister. Not even first cousins.
I'm realizing that now this conversation happened last week, but not on camera at all.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
We
I hope
still
not.
played it though.
We play. Yes. Hilarious.
Oh, it's so
What,
good. man.
guy? What were we gonna say?
Oh, so you know when Obi-Wan's telling Luke about his dad? He was a cunning
what's up?
warrior, and
And a good friend.
does he say, "And he was a good friend," or does he say, "And he was a good friend"?
No, he says, and
He does say, "And he."
he was your father too.
And he
I
was
feel
a
like we
good
could watch
friend.
the subtitles and figure
And a
this
good
out.
friend.
Subtitles aren't 100% though.
That's true.
You ever see them do the trailer to that scene? It's wonderful. It's awesome. It's fan made trailers, and they always like
Oh yeah.
he's just
man.
talking over it. You're just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
so good. It's great. But he definitely does not say Annie. He says
He
and
does say "and he," right?
Yeah,
I
100%.
saw it written that way today, I think, or over the weekend. I was like, does he really say?
Be a plot twist.
It's fun.
I don't think he does, but would be.
It's funny how many times you can watch that movie and still like learn new facts. And when the new movies, the last trilogy came out in the main saga, I had no idea that all these years that C-3PO's leg was silver and his rest of his body was gold.
Yep.
And I just never saw it. Maybe because I saw it, back on VHS, and then it got better and better. I never looked down, never realized it, and I thought it was like a Mandela effect. I was like, what happened? I was like, obviously that's never happened before. And Damien's like, no, it's always been silver. I was like, no, it's been silver. He goes, yeah, from the beginning. I was like, oh my god, I had no idea. So,
Yeah.
yep. Any other games before we go? Before we switch over. Any other fun games you played?
I always liked just the regular traditional Monopoly, Clue.
Yes.
I grew up playing those games.
Lord.
Still like them to this day.
Monopoly. Monopoly.
Game ends
I'm out.
friendships.
I'm out of Monopoly.
If everyone is on the same page, Monopoly could be okay. But if you play with like Phil Castellano, like he's gonna destroy you in Monopoly.
I'm like that in Monopoly, though. I love, you know what it is? I love games where you can be strategic, but there's always dice rolls. But I love games where there's variations of the game. Like Catan, there's all the variations and expansions. Monopoly, like, I love playing Mega Monopoly, if you ever heard of that one. The board's bigger. You can build on railroads now. After hotels.
Finally.
Yeah, you could build depots. Yeah.
Wait, can Mega Monopoly? Can it be longer than regular Monopoly?
It could be shorter.
It's quicker. So
What? It's
quicker.
It's bigger and shorter.
Yeah.
What?
It's Biggie Shorty.
So here's how it's here. I'll explain to you how it's shorter. So in Mega Monopoly, you have 3 dice. You have 2 regular.
You just punch each other in the face. He's a B&O railroad, bitch.
Good God. There's 3 dice now. You have 2 regular, and then you have 1 special die. It's a 1, 2, and a 3. You have a picture of a bus, which I'll explain in a second, and 2 pictures of Mr. Monopoly. You have bus tickets now. So you can, if you roll a picture of a bus, let's say you're facing a gauntlet of hotels and skyscrapers and you don't want to roll, you could use a bus ticket that instead of rolling, you can move to any side on that side of the board going forward. So you can avoid. But the fun part is bus tickets expire. So like you can draw a bus ticket that says all other ones expire and then they're gone and they never come back. Once they're gone, they're gone. You could trade with them. It's a lot of fun. But the reason it goes faster is the Mr. Monopoly allows you. So let's say I roll a 6 and a Mr. Monopoly. I can move 6, buy that property. Mr. Monopoly lets you move to whatever the next unowned property is. So you can buy 2 property in 1 turn if it works out that way. And when there's a board of like, let's say 1 or 2 left and you just never landed on it, you roll a Mr. Monopoly, you go around the board really quick, you buy property quicker. So it can actually go faster.
What if every property's been bought and you roll a Mr. Monopoly?
So the rules, everyone plays with their own rules. The way that we played was that if every property is bought and all the bus tickets are gone, take the special die out and put a regular D6 in there. So you're playing with 3 dice.
If you look at the rules of traditional Monopoly, it says the bank never runs out of money. If the bank runs out of money, just take paper and write 5, 10.
It's like
20,
real life.
Exactly. It's like real life. Like the bank never runs out of money.
Pretty much.
Yes, the Federal Reserve will just print what they need.
Right.
And how does every game of Monopoly end?
With somebody like laughing and saying,
One person owns everything and everybody else has nothing. Like, that's the point of Monopoly.
Yes.
Like, this is the natural end of unregulated capitalism.
Apparently-
That's the one thing I like about Monopoly.
Yeah, but when you start
It's
if
finally ends.
incredibly
if the
boring.
bank needs
it
to
finally ends.
if the bank needs to print their own money, then houses and hotels need to get more expensive with inflation.
Right.
Because now we're
Right.
Yes.
Sure.
The problem is that it depends on if you're playing with people that just want to have a good time and you're playing with somebody that is competitive, it may end terribly because, they're all looking for different things. And usually it's like,
yeah.
okay, why don't you just give me this and that and I'll let you pass this time. And you start having this class warfare between the players that are doing really good and the players that are doing really crappy.
Of course.
You don't say.
before
But
Delightful.
the social aspect of Monopoly annoys me because, number one, you're always playing with someone who, like, when you're trying to make deals, they do not make a deal unless they're trying to rip you off. Inevitably, that's what happens.
I married that person. She does that at Monopoly.
And then like normal, I'll say like not all the time, but most of the time, they start to berate you for not making any deals.
No, I do the berating for her.
Oh,
not
okay.
making any
That's
deals.
all right.
So
That's fair then. That balances
Guilty.
I have a variation of that. During COVID, me and Teresa played Monopoly. It's just two-player Monopoly is rough. But anyway, so we played
There's
it.
only one person for you to screw.
Yes. So we go around a few times, and we go to a point where it's a stalemate, and we all have the monopolies that we need. So I say, okay, I'll trade you these two for those two, or whatever. And she's like, no. And I was like, why don't you want to trade that? And she's like, oh, because this one's a little bit higher, and this one it was one off. I go, okay, and then we did I offered 5-6 trades, and after a while, I was like, here you go. I'm going to give you the greens for the blue ones. I didn't care. I was trying to move it forward, anything, a really, really sided trade. She's like, no, because then you're going to have a monopoly, and then you're going to start charging. I go, Teresa, this game, we are at an impasse. We're going to circle this board for the next few hours, and no one has monopolies. We have the cards.
Not a single
we
one.
need to trade.
You gotta get
we have to
Zoe in
stop
on the
playing
game.
the game. So we stopped playing the game.
I think that's a better outcome
Probably.
Better
Not a
outcome.
single Monopoly.
in real life too. Just
Monopoly variations are so good. There's Game of Thrones Monopoly. Comes with a little iron throne. You can hit the
there's
button.
Thousands,
Dun, 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 dun.
thousands of
The reason I bring that
variations.
one up is we were 4 of us playing, and my buddy, all the property was bought. My buddy had just one Monopoly to his name. Well, there's no community chest and chance. There's just community chest or chance, which is only one deck of cards. And one of those, half the cards are different for the game because it's themed. One of them is just pick a Monopoly from someone and steal it. Just take it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's great, and it's savage. And one of the girls at the table took his Monopoly, so there's no property left to buy, and he's sitting there with nothing, and he's just looking at us. It's I don't know what you want me to do, but it was very mean. But on the
That's
flip
incredible.
side of Mega Monopoly, Target came out a couple of years ago with it was a Target exclusive. Oh no, it was an Amazon exclusive, world's longest edition of Monopoly, which I own and have yet to play. I can't find anyone
Thank
sick
God.
enough to do it.
That's crazy.
The board is
the world
3
needed.
times the length.
What are the names of the other places that you could buy? What kind of names did they come up with?
Duplicates. It's the same
What?
3 times.
that's
and there's
terrible
3,
to me.
Yep, and there's only one D6.
They're just trying to make it longer?
Why did they-
It's the world's
why did-
longest edition
Why don't they just
Monopoly.
give you
I
like
saw-
a D3?
I saw.
That's funny. I never thought of that.
D1.
The D1.
They just give you the
it's
wheel.
Just
They
it's just
give you
a
the twister
marble.
wheel and figure out how to play with it.
But yeah, there's rules in place where it's you're not allowed to buy property until you pass the board, which is actually in the rules. Most people just play with that, and it's just so sad that you'll never finish it. And it's just I want to try it one day when it's like a storm outside and you got nothing to do for 8 hours or something.
We should
hate
I
Monopoly.
we should
I
film
saw this Monopoly board, and it was 3 separate boards, and it was you had the main board, and it was doubled in size, and 1 or 2 of the spaces that were added onto the other board were dedicated to going over to the other 2 boards
Mario Party?
that
like
were
Mario Party?
normally sized.
Do you know the
And
name
it
of
was
this
just,
variation?
I don't know what it was called, no, but I watched a YouTube video on it.
To
or something.
Amazon.
It was like a giant Monopoly board, and then there were 2 other normal-sized Monopoly boards, and they all had the same places, and it was just
Are you supposed to build monopolies on the sideboards as well?
yeah. And the thing,
that
and the
others
thing,
may never go to.
and you could the thing was there was some weird rule where you could only get a Monopoly and build on the properties if you had the Monopoly on all 3 boards.
Oh, my gosh.
this is-
That is the longest Monopoly.
That might be the same. We might be
can't-
talking about the
can't
same
even-
game.
I can't even imagine this.
That's
I'd
bizarre.
rather play Risk a million times than play
Risk, I love
regular
Risk, but
Monopoly once.
Risk you could if you can get the game on your phone or do it on a computer, and it's just it goes by so much faster. To do it in
Yeah.
person is just
Well, Risk games now are an hour and a half.
I have Risk
World
on.
domination.
No, that mode is not really played in the normal versions anymore. Now it's just you have 3 achievements you
Yeah,
have to
the
get.
goals. Yeah, right. I played.
Yeah, so now it's I would say 5 to 8 turns, maybe 10 turns max, but they end in 5-6 turns often.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very different. Not like the old days. It was like 6-hour games, 4-hour games.
Oh yeah, you have to play like
It
multiple
was
sessions.
It was silly because you would do reinforcements, and then you would take over most of the map, and then you go reinforcements, and you go back and do the same thing. And it's just insanity after a while.
Yeah.
So that's just what it was.
I have Risk
it.
and Monopoly both for like the
That's
Xbox,
what he's talking about.
and so he and I play it, and then we'll put AIs in the game so we have other people to like kick around.
Yeah.
But then the AIs in Risk, they just beat us. So it doesn't work
So
out that well.
the AIs are like, put some humans in the game, so we kick them around a bit.
Monopoly's a different story. You know, we just screw the AI over until they're take all their money, or we use them as a bank to keep paying our monopolies as they go around the board.
So I have a question. Should we have a day where we come in and we could be in like in the white room and we put in like a big Monopoly board in the middle and we all dress as Mr. Monopoly and you have to do the accent, and if you lose the accent at any time, you're out. You've lost.
No, you need to give up a monopoly to the bank.
That's fine, or they give up $100 or something like that.
I
Maybe.
don't know if
Just
we're
do it in
all Mr.
character.
Monopoly.
Yeah, you all like 5 Mr. Monopolies playing the game.
You should
You
draw-
have, you have to be like the most, like I say, sir, Mr. Monopoly. Eh?
You should draw the characters, like the different pieces at random, and whatever you get, that's your character.
Should dress up as the piece.
How you're gonna do
I'll
an
dress up
impression?
as the wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
As a thimble.
How you gonna do the boot? I don't know. The dog would be funny.
Yeah.
It's like I'll give you this for this.
I'll just be like
You
a
want this for this?
transformer for the car.
I think you guys are on a different wavelength than what I'm doing right here.
I mean, I think if we play Monopoly and just like fight with each other over every last thing that happened, that could be pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
Definitely entertaining.
I mean, I would lose my mind over how much I hate that game, but it might be fun for other people to watch
much
us.
It's definitely fun for
Or
me
we
to
could
watch
just
you
go
get
the
enraged.
complete opposite route.
Fans watch right now. Would you like to see us all dressed as Mr. Monopoly playing Monopoly?
I don't want to dress as Mr. Monopoly.
That's
I
the
would-
only part of it that you're interested in.
Yes.
Is the costume and the accent.
I feel
I
like
I don't
would
want to
dress-
play Monopoly, but if we're all gonna do it and dress up, I would definitely do it.
I
I
feel
would
like
be dressed as the thimble.
That's your prerogative. Want to dress as the
I feel like if I tried to dress up as Mr. Monopoly, I'd look like Mr. Peanut.
that works too.
Basically the same guy.
I'm built similar. That's all I'm saying.
They
That's
both have a monocle and a top hat.
Mr. Peanut is Mr. Monopoly in another universe.
Probably.
Wow.
From the Planters universe.
The Planters verse.
the PCU.
where if you have a peanut allergy, it's over.
Everything has to be a verse now. It's like,
Instead of go to jail with a peanut allergy.
The Insurer verse.
Yeah.
Who comes out of the portals in the Planters verse? Like, the
Almonds
Keebler
and
elves.
pecans and all different nuts.
M&M's, peanut M&M's.
No, bro, the legendary crossover of the insurance verse and the
That's
peanut
the
verse.
insurance verse. We forgot about we have the insurance verse and the Planters verse. No.
Just different peanut type snacks like peanut M&M's leading the charge.
The
Payday
the,
bars are like the cannons.
the Cookie Crisp. Cop and robber.
Cookie Crisp.
Isn't
He's
it
a-
a wolf? It's a wolf now, right? I think Cookie Crisp is
a wolf.
mascotted by a wolf.
I have no knowledge of that.
It used to be the cop and the robber. Like the dog was being chased by the cop.
I haven't seen
he
a
kept
commercial.
The Cookie
it's
Crisp.
so good.
But now I think Cookie Crisp is a wolf. I think it's a wolf Cookie Crisp.
I don't know.
Planters verse.
How embarrassing. Daniel is going
Booberry.
regretted he said Booberry live on TV. He went home and complained to his wife, honey, I said Booberry.
Sonny from Cocoa Puffs.
What does that have to do with Mr. Planter? There's a cereal verse now? What?
No, it's all just mascots, food
The
mascots.
cereal verse.
There's endless
It's probably
amounts of
all
them.
the same company.
Tony the
anyway.
Tiger.
Okay, right now, you go into a movie theater, right? It's a magical movie theater.
Magical movie
And
theater.
you're,
Okay.
you're passing a theater. It's a one time. If you don't go in and buy a ticket, it's gone forever. And
Never again.
All you can do is say that you saw it, but you didn't see the movie. Oh yeah, this existed, but I didn't see it. I had to go on. And I passed it up.
Do I have the option to go in?
Yeah, you can go in if you want to, but if you pass it up, it's gone forever.
Okay.
Okay. So you could go see the Insurance Verse,
Uh-huh.
a movie. Whatever, you don't know what it's about. You just know it's about that. Would you go see it?
I think just
Yes.
For
just
science.
like knowing that this is my only opportunity to see it would definitely make it.
What if it was a
more-
serial verse?
Definitely, yes, much more so
Yes.
than the insurance.
So
verse.
if you had a day to spend and like you're just in this weird magical theater,
Yeah.
you would just keep going to every movie theater because you'd be like, I have to know. I have to know
Who would be the
like,
villain?
Well, I mean, the hardest part would be like if you tell
Sitting
me
through all-
every
The Gecko Geico.
every screen in the
The
theater
Gecko
is a different one-time only
Okay,
thing.
yeah.
Now
so
I
you
have
go
to make
out,
decisions. Now
you,
it gets
you're
more
out.
difficult.
You're out at a magical movie theater. You'll never be there again.
Magical
and it's
movie
like a
theater.
7 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And then you went and you see Insurance Verse and you come out. And now it's like 9:30, and it's like, well, you can see the Serial Verse, or we're gonna destroy the tape and never see it again.
No, I would have to go see the serial.
So what if it keeps going? Like would
Yeah,
there be
he
a
would
point?
we would never see
man.
Dan again.
I-
He
I
would go
don't
down
know.
that rabbit
And
hole.
people be like, "Why are you here?" You'd be like, "It's just because I have to know."
Until he
I have
got to
know.
the Monopoly verse, then he'd be out of there.
I might stop.
So
at
like
that.
The
after the
Monopoly
series,
verse starring Chris Pratt.
after
I just
Yeah,
go,
that's on
I
brand.
just go with the Kevin Hart verse.
after the Serial Verse, would you watch the Planners Verse? Would you be like that's like 4 a.m? Like, would you be like, I have to see it?
I would have to be convinced that it's different enough.
They're all different. They're all different.
The next nerd news, we got to pitch different like universes and stuff like that. That'd be
They've
fun.
come up kind of naturally. The
I-
insurance first, and then
we can't
I
get
was-
away from them at this
I
point.
was with over the like couple weekends ago. I was with a buddy. We're watching 2005 SummerSlam, and by the way, 2005 SummerSlam. What a time to be alive! Like that pay per view was insane. The custody of Dominic match, Edge, Matt Hardy, Legend Killer. Like it was a great wild time, right?
Gotta go back and
we're
check it out.
joking. It's like, what if? Because like all Undertaker was old even then, and it's like I didn't realize how old he was now that as an adult watching it. And it's like, what if The Rock never went to Hollywood and he stayed behind as that old grizzled vet, and Taker went to Hollywood? But he's still Taker in all like The Rock's roles. Like imagine like the Kevin Hart Taker movies.
He's playing them as the Undertaker.
Yeah, but it's like all The Rock's movies, but it's the Undertaker.
That would
The
be,
Undertaker and Fast and Furious.
The
That's a
Undertaker in
perfect
the
blend.
Jungle Cruise. Like
oh my God, that would be fantastic.
you'd have to watch all
Tooth
those
Fairy,
movies.
Tooth Fairy starring the Undertaker.
Gridiron Gang starring the Undertaker.
Oh yeah,
The game plan.
So many. I mean, The Rock's done some pretty awesome movies.
Jumanji.
Jumanji starring the Undertaker.
Oh God.
I remember the first thing I saw him in was Be Cool. The second
Yeah,
one.
he was really good in that. I didn't
forgot
like that
about
movie
that.
very much.
There's
he
one-
was funny.
Get Shorty was great. Be Cool was a disappointment to me, but I
The first few Rock movies weren't
he was
good.
very funny in that movie. Very good. Him
That's
and
what-
Vince Vaughn together.
Where he did the monologue from the cheerleader movie. I want to say Get Over It, but that's not it.
Bring It On. Or
Bring It On,
something.
yeah. He did a monologue from Bring It On.
Yeah, he's
was
very
funny.
funny in that. That was the first movie I think where it was like, oh, he might have something here with the acting.
Crazy. So that is it, guys. That is our nerd news on tabletop games, board games. Let us know your favorite game in chat. We'd love to know, and maybe we'll find a good one. I'm gonna try Shadowhunters out. I think that looks pretty good. There's a game called I think it's called Pandemic that I want to play too.
My buddy tells me about that one too.
Yes,
I think I have Pandemic.
really.
Yeah, I think my cousin got it for me once.
It looks like fun.
Well,
I think it's PvE. You play versus the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a team up.
Yeah. That looks like fun, and I'm excited. So, guys, we're getting ready for Roll and Rumble right now, coming up, and it's going to be fun. Again, we're going to have a match that's never happened before in the history of Roll and Rumble. What could it be? We're going to find out a little bit. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 5 minutes to play. See you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to fight in Audio Dungeon Wrestling in Brawl and Rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to fight in Audio Dungeon Wrestling in Brawl and Rumble. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. This is Roll and Rumble, and we're live right now, and we have a lot in store for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first match coming up today. It's going to be J-Rolls versus Crusher. And then second is a triple threat match between Hedge Delta, Frat Boy Farva, and Slapshot. And finally, the first ever Generations match will take place today. It will be our final match. It'll be the Ayatollah of Rock and Roll versus Big E. Guys, we're very excited today because this is the 10th episode of this season, which means that we have 2 left. And that is it. Who will be champion by the end of this season? No one knows. Today is going to be interesting because besides the fact of the Generations match, the first ever we ever had in the history of Roll and Rumble, we're also going to be looking for a top contender for next week. Well, you know what? Let's go right to the champion right now, Slapshot, who's going to put into words for you right here.
Well, first of all, Commissioner, you're a little bit mistaken. My number one fan, Big E, he is still out there, but my manager, Jason, he has found a new contender, and he is ready. He is through the Patreon fighting camp, and he is ready to get into the ring tonight. I am going to introduce him right now just so he can say hi. He is a hard-hitting big cat from the jungle. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you His Royal Majesty, Tiger King!
Hello, Royal Rumble. I am the one and only Tiger King, and I am very thrilled to be here in front of this entire federation. And I'll just cut right to the chase. I am looking forward to this, and I am ready for the match. See y'all soon.
Incredible. What a switch. The Tiger King will be sitting in. Wow, incredible. So what happened to Big E?
Oh, he's still out there. He's rooting me on. He's the head of my slap shooters, my fan base, the greatest fan base in the world. So, you asked about the contenders match? Here's the situation. My slap shooters in the Federation know what I've always had my eye on, and that's the Hall of Fame. Now, I know the current rules are I'm not eligible simply because I didn't have the belt at the start of this season. But I think my success speaks for itself. And in previous seasons, it took 3 defenses of your title to earn the Hall of Fame. But also in the past, winning the Royal Roll and Rumble counted as a defense. And I've won that and the TLC match. So I say, Commissioner, you pick 2 contenders who you think is the most deserving of a title shot. They'll face off today. And whoever wins will get a title shot next week. If I win, then Trent Barrington, he's still a top contender. He gets his title match at Rumble Mania. And if I win that match, I will be the 3rd entrant into the Hall of Fame. If I lose next week, so be it. whoever beats me gets the belt, and Trent will still get his title match at WrestleMania. That's my proposition.
So let's put it up to the entire federation here today. Let's go around the table. Hedge Delta, what are you thinking?
Listen, tonight, I'm in the ring again with you, Slapshot, and I'm in the ring with you, Frat Boy Farva. I've put so much cachet into my portfolio over the years that it's pretty crystal clear that my stock has gone right through the roof. I am deserving of a title shot, and I will take it next week.
J-Rolls,
Yeah.
what are you thinking?
Thinking there's 6 sides to this thing, man.
Frat Boy, what are you thinking?
Commissioner Tony, the Frat Boy is a little heartbroken. The Frat Boy is a little insulted, even, if you will, because there's only one competitor in this federation that has defeated Slapshot in head-to-head singles combat. And you're looking at him. You're looking at the Frat Boy, the only one to defeat Slapshot in singles. So if anyone next week should be going up for that title, it's got to be your friendly neighborhood Frat Boy.
Ayatollah.
The way that I see it, every rose, even the champion, has its thorn. And Frat Boy may have proven to be that thorn, but I have never fought him. And I could be proven to be that thorn.
Very interesting. So you're looking to have that match today?
I'm looking to see what contender will come out today as the top contender for next week, and that person will get a title shot. However you want to do it, Commissioner, if you want me to sit out this tonight, and you do a round robin or a bracket situation with the remaining competitors, or if you want to take whoever has the best record against whoever has the most favor, I'm up for facing anyone next week for the title, including Frat Boy. Yes, to beat me once, but it's a lot more than one win to get this.
So here's what we're going to do. Today we're going to play. Everyone is going to, of course, have their match and have their chance. Slapshot, I think we are going to keep you out of this just so it's fair. And we are then going to have a vote between everyone else who is not those 2 top contenders to vote for the one they think they should go on and take it. And that'll be the person that goes next week and faces Slapshot for the title. Everybody agree to that? Very good. Okay, so let's start it up. Guys, our first match is coming up. And it's going to be J-Rolls versus Crusher. Let's get that match rolling along.
Holy smokes, I'm no joke out the bullpen. Bringing nothing but heat, leave you hanging like clothespins. He's a beast when he goes in, ice cold frozen. The first round draft pick, number 1 chosen. Drop bombs, explosion, self-promotion.
Crusher, my friend, looks like we're going to meet again, and we've done this before. We've been back and forth a few times, man. You're always a worthy adversary. I'm looking forward to it. I guess I got to show off tonight. I got to please the authorities here to make them think that I deserve a title match, you know, because I like that belt. Sweet, man.
Another match with the smoking one. They never listen. We will have to take care of this match really quickly because I am out of vodka. So let us hurry up and I have to make a run.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. It is, of course, J-Rolls versus Crusher. It's a grudge match. Let's take it from the top. Combat up.
All right.
Coming out of strength.
Coming out of agility. 8.
That's an 8 as well.
Again. 5.
5 here as well.
All right. Natural 1.
Natural 6.
So you'll get +3 damage onto this.
All right. I'm gonna clothesline you. You're gonna take 3 damage from that plus the extra, and I'm gonna go for a power hit on you.
Natural
That's a
1.
5.
5 takes it.
2, right?
2 additional damage. So that means a total of 6. 8 damage was
8
done this
damage.
round.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
hurt. All right.
Combat up.
Strength again,
Constitution.
Crusher.
Natural 6.
That's a dirty 6.
Crusher takes it.
All right. Give you a neck breaker. Take you 3. So con versus con. Going for the power up.
3 damage
30.
dealt to J-Rolls.
Natural
36.
1.
And your Crusher gets
All right.
it.
One more. Go one more.
Going for the power up.
5.
7.
7 takes up. He gets the power up. And what is the strength power up? +1 damage every
Constitution.
time, right?
Constitution power
Oh,
up,
Constitution.
which is conditioning. We're +1 energy each round.
That's going to be tough to beat. Back to combat, guys.
All right, coming out of strength.
Going to let's go knowledge. I want to go. Let's go signature move. Russian sickle.
I got a 5.
Got a dirty 6.
36 takes it.
All right.
3 damage dealt.
1 favor. All right. Get hit with the Russian sickle. All right. I'm going to go knowledge versus knowledge.
Okay.
Going for the power up. The natural 6.
It's a 4.
All right. One more. It's 8.
2.
You got it. You got the power up in knowledge.
Technique. Win all ties.
All right.
Back to combat.
All right. Go with agility.
Going out of strength again.
5.
5.
Roll again. 8.
Natural 1.
All right. All right. Gonna give you a snap in there and take you down to the mat. Put a big knee in your back. Take 3. All right. Gonna go agility versus your strength.
Okay.
Stunning it. 5.
5.
All right. Defended.
All right.
Okay, back to combat.
Got
Coming
it.
out of strength again.
Let's see. Let's go Constitution. Natural 6.
That's a 7. All right, you got me.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna sling you into the ropes, get you a good slingshot in there, and do a drop kick. Take 3. Go Constitution versus Constitution. We're going for the with the wrist roll. 7.
2.
All right. I got a +2 on next defense.
Okay.
Right.
Combat up.
Go knowledge again.
Strength again.
I'm going for the other signature move, the Chernobyl. 7.
I got a 7 as well.
Oh, I win all ties.
Yes, you do.
There we go. All right, going to take you down to the mat with the Chernobyl. You're going to take your 3. And then I'm just going to go ahead and stick you in the Baba Yaga while I'm down there. Go ahead and finish this. All right. 3.
Got me, Crusher.
And that's it.
This is how
Crusher
you
takes
do it.
out J-Rolls. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Crusher, any last words?
This is absolutely pathetic. You keep putting these weaklings in front of me. I keep knocking them down. This is pathetic. I believe the hockey player said he wants to go best record and best highest favor. I believe both of those were me today.
Wow, and that's it for match 1. That was taken by Crusher. J-Rolls, what happened in that match? It started off super strong.
Yeah, man, I did. I started off super strong, man. right.
Okay. Great. Here we go, guys, for match 2. This is going to be Hedge Delta versus Frat Boy Farva. Has this match ever happened yet? Have you ever faced off before?
Maybe.
I've never met you in the ring, Farva. You're partying until the break of dawn? I'm up before the break of dawn, reading the Wall Street Journal cover to cover. I see your red Solo cups littering the streets up and down Wall Street, and I'm going to clean up that ring the same way I cleaned your garbage off of Wall Street. I add to my portfolio tonight. Next week, I add gold to my portfolio because I'm feeling pretty damn bullish.
You know, Hedge, I don't think we've met in the prestigious squared circle before here in the frat house. You're all about the market crash. You're all about crashing. Let the frat boy tell you about crashing. The frat boy knows a little bit about fraternity, about brotherhood, and when his brothers crash at his place because they can't drive home safely. But more importantly, the frat boy knows about when all the lovely ladies are crashing at the frat boy's house to spend the evening. So when the market crashes, the frat boy, he's always winning. Because the frat boy party's the best.
Okay, we've heard from both sides here. Hedge Delta's glasses are off, and it is time to put their money where their mouths are. Let's do it, guys. Combat up.
Coming out of strength.
I'm still getting suited up, Kamish.
Okay.
I'm coming out of survival.
8.
5. You got it.
Gonna whip you into the ropes, give you a nice snap arm drag for 3 damage. And then we're gonna go for the power hit. An 8 again.
4.
Coming out of strength again.
Coming out of knowledge. Natural 6.
It's a 5.
All right, I'll start things off with a Sling Blade. Take 3 damage. And I'm going to lock you into the $1 Million Dream. Knowledge versus knowledge.
3.
6. One more time. Knowledge, knowledge.
4.
7. Let's go one more time. Knowledge versus knowledge.
5.
6. All right, that's 8 damage total for the round, for the whole round.
5 more, right?
Yep.
8 damage total, and we're back to combat.
We're coming out of strength.
I will be coming out of survival again.
That is a dirty 6.
Natural 6. I'll hit you with a standing drop kick for another 3 damage. And I'm going to go for the power up. So we'll do 2 survival versus survival.
Natural 6.
That's a 5. You got it.
Coming out of strength again.
I will come out of will.
36.
5.
I'm going to whip you into the corner, give you a nice big splash for 3 damage. And once again, we are going to go for the power hit. 36.
3.
We're going to go for my signature move, the bottle opener.
I'll go for my signature move, the market crash.
Coming out of strength.
Coming out of knowledge.
Natural 1.
7.
7 takes it.
All right, I'll take an extra 2 favor. And this time, I hit you with the market crash. That's a vertebreaker. Take 3 damage.
It's extra 1 favor from the
Extra
signature
1
move.
favor, thank you. Okay. And it's about that time. I'm picking up the phone, and I'm taking you, and I'm making your margin call. We're going for the finisher. 4.
Can I make him re-roll with one of my re-rolls?
I don't know.
Can I do that?
Yeah, I think so. I think you can still re-roll the people, so go for it.
Yep. Re-roll, please.
Okay. 2.
You got me.
Oh, man. And that is it. Congratulations to Hedge Delta. Hedge, you know, we're gonna play your intro here because we can get to hear it later, hear it before.
I told everyone it was Hedge Delta's time tonight, and I've added that value to my portfolio. Next week, the #1 contender for that title is crystal clear. Slapshot, we meet in this ring one more time, and the Bulls are going to run wild all over your ice, and Hedge Delta will become the Rollin' Rumble World Heavyweight Champion one more time.
Amazing. Tough talk from Hedge Delta. Guys, we just saw 2 matches today, and right now we have 2 wrestlers that are optioned to get their shot for the title. So far, it's Crusher, and the other is Hedge Delta. So as we know, this is episode 10. Episode 11 will be coming up, and those 2 combatants will fight next week, and then they will go on immediately to fight Slapshot for their title shot. And this all leads to episode 12, the final time where anyone will get a shot. And it could be anybody. It could be Slapshot, it could be that top contender, or it could be Trent Barrington, who will have that shot with whoever has the belt at that point. And for him, it'll be a retirement or championship. So that is what's ahead of us right now. Does anybody want to say anything before we continue? Well, then that's it, everyone. It's time for the final event today. It's a Generations match. It's going to be the Ayatollah of Rock and Roll versus the Tiger King. Here he is. Tiger King, anything you want to say to the Ayatollah?
Not much. All I gotta say is a few words before the fight. All I gotta say is I got the crowd, and I'm going for the belt. And the crown tonight is coming off, and the claws are coming out.
Incredible. Ayatollah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The crown is coming off, so you can step into the ring. And I'll tell you, when you step in the ring, you're gonna be hit with a burst of TNT that sends you on track for a highway to hell, where you will be thunderstruck by my pin for the 1, 2, 3.
Wow, tough talk by this generation. Guys, let's do it. It's time for combat in the first generation match of its type in Rollin' Rumble history. It is Tiger King versus Ayatollah of Rock and Roll. Let's go to combat.
Coming at strength.
Going survival.
8.
Natural 6.
Natural
All
6
right.
takes it.
I'm going for calling security. Gonna get you in a headlock and slam you to the ground.
3 damage dealt. And what's your follow-up?
All right, I'm gonna go for an attempt.
8 again.
That is a 6. Dirty 6.
All right. I'm gonna come at strength again.
Going knowledge.
Natural 1.
Oh, that's a 7.
7 takes it.
All right. So I'm gonna go for the pounce. Gonna body slam you and gut punch you.
3 damage dealt to Ayatollah.
All right. Let's go for the submission hold. Mine
Going
is
submission.
Dungeon. Start by tangling you up in the ropes.
I got a 7.
Got an 8.
8
All
takes
right.
it.
I'm gonna bank it there.
Okay, I believe there's just 1 damage dealt, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so 1 damage at the top of the 3 you took, and we're back to combat.
I'm come at a survival.
Same here. Survival.
8.
9.
9 takes
All
it.
right. I'm gonna go for the crown throw. Clothesline you and punch you in the back of the head.
Okay, 3
Right.
damage is dealt. And what's the follow-up?
Gonna go for another attempt. Rest.
What?
7.
36.
Attempt, you're saying survival you're in?
Yes.
Okay, just say the names of the stats when you do it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to come out of survival.
Going Constitution.
That was almost a 1. Oh, you rolled a 1 anyway. Oh, no, you did 2.
5.
5.
Match up, roll again.
Natural 6.
36.
All right.
Ayatollah takes it 3 damage dealt.
I'm going to wrap you in a headlock, and I'm going to hit you with a running bulldog. I'm going to go for the rest.
All right.
5.
That is a 7. No, 8. My apologies. 8.
8 takes it, is defended. We're back to combat.
Survival again.
Going survival. Yeah.
7.
Natural 1.
All
7
right.
takes it, 3 damage dealt by Ayatollah.
I'm going to take you, and I'm going to hit you with a snap suplex. Take 3. I'm going to go for the rest again.
Okay.
Natural 1.
Natural 6.
It is defended. Back to combat.
All right. I'm going knowledge.
I'm going to go strength.
All right.
Dirty 6.
Natural 1.
All right. I'm going to put your arm over my head, and I'm going to hit you with a Northern Lights suplex. Take 3 damage.
3
I'm going to go
damage
for
dealt.
the power hit.
All right.
Power
Natural
out,
1.
Out of strength, natural 1.
Natural 6.
And it's defended. We're back to combat.
All right.
All right. Survival.
I'm going to go strength. Natural 6.
Natural 1.
Okay, 3 extra damage could be dealt here.
All right. So I'm going to take you. I'm going to spin you around, and I'm going to hit you with a back suplex. Take 3 damage.
That's on top.
Taking extra 3 damage for the natural 6, natural 1. And I am going to go for my finisher. Another one bites the dust, DDT.
And here it comes.
2.
You got me.
Oh, and that is it.
was a tough match.
Yeah, that was a very tough match. A great match for the first generations match ever in Roll and Rumble history. Tiger King, take us through that match.
Yeah, it was a tough one for sure, but Ayatollah, that you put up a good fight, man, and I hope to see you soon. Well, nothing but respect.
Ayatollah?
Respect to you as well.
Man, in few words. Guys, thank you for that match. That was fantastic. So now we are at the last point. We have a few winners from today. There are 3 winners. I almost want to put them in a triple threat match, let them battle it out. Yeah, it could be tonight. Oh, we could do it next week. That could be a way to start it.
And the winner faces Slapshot for the title.
Yes. I think that's what we're going to do, guys. I was going to do a vote, but I think that Ayatollah, Hedge Delta, and Crusher next week will battle for the right to take on Slapshot and get their shot at the title. And, of course, that will lead to Rumble Mania, where Trent Barrington will face whoever that winner is. Do or die match. Retire or become champion. J-Rolls, you following all this?
Yeah, man. Triple 3-way match. I like that stuff.
Amazing. Let's go around the room right now, starting with let's go around the. You got me messed up.
I finally got some of my stuff.
I think it's so strong today; it's affecting everyone.
Oh man!
Let's go to J Rolls right
Pungent.
now. Let's hear your record and your favor.
I'm 2-8 this season, but the good news is that's a bad record.
That's the good news.
Man, I got 37 favor though. That's pretty sick.
Yes, it's amazing.
Where did that come from?
Let's go to Hedge Delta.
My record is 4-8 with 15 favor.
4-8 with 15 favor. Let's bring it on over to Crusher.
57 and 5. 59 favor.
59 favor. Pressure's got to turn some of those into some re-rolls. Slap shot and Tiger King. I'm not hearing you. You're muted.
Got a bajillion zillion favor.
Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. My stats haven't changed, still 7 and 3. But I, in the interest of full disclosure, I had miscalculated how much rerolls cost, so my current favor is 38.
38. Tiger King.
Painfully mine is 0-1 with a favor of 15, but I got a lot more up my sleeve. Trust me.
Awesome. Let's go on over to Frat Boy Farva.
After tonight's brutal loss, the Frat Boy is sitting at 5 and 7, but I still have 30 favor.
Nice. And Ayatollah.
I am currently 1 and 3 with 11 favor.
1 and 3 with 11 favor. Very nice. So that is it, guys. Next week, the 11th episode of Rollin' Rumble will feature a match that will be the contenders, Ayatollah, Crusher, and Hedge Delta, and they will take on Slapshot for the title. But will it be short-lived, or will it be for good? Something you want to say?
Does anybody want to go to Taco Bell?
Right. Guys, that's it. That's it for Rollin' Rumble. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.